out now. People are should be getting their notifications real soon, and then we'll have some fun. Did you let some people know you're gonna be on?
I just put it on Facebook right now that I was
All
gonna
right,
be
cool,
on this show, so
cool.
we'll see. We'll see
I
who
thought you
tunes
had
in.
put something on your Benjamin. I am
Yes.
running with you. You did?
Yeah.
Cool,
Yes.
cool. Yeah, and that'll be good. And because I'll tell you what, I've always been fascinated with high performers, with those distance type show like distances or when they put them on an island and they have to survive for X amount of times, because you
Yeah.
often wonder, what do you have? What
Right.
what am I made of? How am I going to handle that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think it's always interesting, these types of conversations, because it just makes people it gives people an idea into a world that not a lot of people get to go into. You know what I mean? As far
Oh,
as
exactly.
ultras. Hey, for those of you that are joining us, we went live just a little earlier so that we could let people know. They have a little notification that goes out, and sometimes people are taking that last bite of pizza or whatever they need to before they want to come watch the show. So we give everybody an opportunity to finish up that last little drink, or maybe get to the room and get under the covers, snuggle up and listen to the show. So we thank you guys for joining in. We gave you, like I said, a little extra notification. Hey, Ben, so what's the hat say? What do you got on your hat?
This is it says Old Ironsides. This was my unit when I was in the army, is who I deployed with.
Yeah.
And it was based out of Germany, and then they picked up and left, and they moved the whole base. The First Armored Division moved to El Paso, to Fort Bliss.
Oh, Lord, when you get the orders to go to El Paso, you got to be going, what the
Oh
hell?
yeah, forget about it.
Uh,
I am so glad I was already getting out when that happened.
hey, what's up, Softball by Fat? How's it going, brother? Happy to see you too, man. Can't wait for our softball season to start up again. And I know we got a Masters thing coming up. Are you going to be able to go to that? I know you qualify. Don't tell me you don't. Let's see what he has to say. And then, yeah, so, I remember when I wanted to be a DPS trooper. This was a long time ago. And they weren't paying anything to be a DPS trooper. But I remember them talking about, like, when you first start out, you got to be in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
usually. And you got to put your time in before you can get somewhere, good. And so I always felt for those DPS troopers,
Oh
out
yeah.
there in the freaking, out in the middle of nowhere.
I had a neighbor when I first moved to San Antonio, and me and my wife were living in an apartment, and the couple right next to us. It just so happened that I was going to the police academy here in San Antonio while he was in the DPS academy,
Oh, yeah.
and it just so happened that we both graduated almost at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was all excited. I was like, "Hey, bro, whatever." And I said, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm going to Marfa." I was like, "What the heck is Marfa, bro?" I was like, "Wow, all right."
Is
And it's
Marfa
like,
short for something, or is it just
yeah, I don't
Marfa?
know. I think it doesn't have anything. I was like, "Wow, does it even have? I mean, what's does it have a Walmart? First of all, it's got to have a Walmart, but not." He couldn't even tell me. He's like, I don't know. He says, I think the closest town is maybe Midland. And I was like, another one. Shoot, man, those towns. I was
All
like,
right.
good. God bless
All
you.
right. All right. Way to be there, baby. You're going to be there. That'll be cool. We'll be able to catch up there, Softball by Fat. And then we've got Joel here from Seven Man Productions. We went out to a golf tournament here recently, and Joel and I were partners. And he did some videotaping. He's got a really cool video. You need to check it out. Seven Man Productions. You can go to Facebook and check out his video that he makes, amongst other videos that he has. So it's pretty good. Andreas, what's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us. I love that. I don't know what it's called, that picture thing that goes with your name. That's cool, man. I like that. And I think you said top of the morning because you're getting up to go to work.
Yes.
Trip says, hello, glad to be here. Trip, I like your little What the hell is it? What's it called? What is that little thing called?
Like the skyline is
Yeah, well, like your
aerial view.
your little thing that you put up, like you can put up like a profile picture or something. That's what it is. So he says, yeah, Andreas. Yeah, man. All right. Well, hey, I think what time do we got? We are ready, Deanna? We ready to go live? Yeah. I think we are. All right. Well, hey, Ben, happy to have you here. We're gonna get the show on the road. See you in a second. Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining us. This is Trini Trinidad, and you are watching the Keepers of the Peace podcast. And Keepers of the Peace are just anybody that goes out there, man, military, fire, police, probation. It doesn't matter, man. I mean, if you're a keeper of the peace, you're welcome to this conference. And so very happy that you guys are joining us. We've got a great guest with us that does some crazy stuff, and I can't wait to get into it and talk about it. One thing I will tell you is just a real quick thing about who I am, in case you're tuning in for the first time. My name is Trini Trinidad, and I am a U.S. Air Force veteran. I am a 23-year law enforcement veteran who recently retired. Very happy about that. I am a 2-time cancer survivor, franchise business owner of a company called Biotex, and a nonprofit founder of an organization called Shields for Kids. And with Shields for Kids, we go out and we provide for kids in the community that are in need. And we're talking about officers who a lot of times in their off-duty status, they go out and they provide these gives. So it's a special organization. We just had a Giving Tuesday. We're very happy with the donations that came into us. We thank you so much for those donations. And just had a toy drive. Shout out to Sonny and all those little leaguers that came out and brought toys for us for our Christmas give that we'll be performing here pretty soon. So that's a little bit about me. Want to let you know that we've got some people tuning in from California, down in the valley here in Texas. We got Trip tuning in from upstairs. Got Paul. All right. Hey, Paul. Let's see here. Yep. Paul says, Marfa in West Texas. My bro bikes there. Yeah, that means it's open. That means you can ride the highway for days there, I'm pretty sure. Thanks for tuning in, brother. That's my brother Paul there. And let's see. Hey, I appreciate that. Softball by Fat. Love the new intro. And Berrientes El Gino. Thanks, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, this guy's helping us out with a location for us to be able to have our Shields for Kids event that we're going to be announcing here soon. So we truly appreciate it. All right. Dino Castro sending love from Florida, brother. All right. That's a cool profile pic right there. That's super cool. Yeah, man. So hey, we're gonna get started with the show real quickly, just to let you know, this Keepers of the Peace podcast, we highlight the conference coming up. Now, this conference is coming up in April of 2021, and it is a badass conference with badass breakout sessions, again, for police, fire, military, EMT, probation, parole, corrections, federal. I mean, if you're wondering if you fall into that category, you can see what we've got listed, and you're more than welcome to attend. It will be a first responders conference only, but if you're not a first responder and you are an organization that wants to highlight your company or your products or service in front of your target audience, which are first responders, please take a look at our website. You'll be able to find us at keepersofthepeace.com, and you'll be able to check out our sponsorship deck. So reach out to us. You'll be able to get all the information you need to be there. So let's see here. Tell you what we're going to do. We are going to introduce our guest. And what I'm loving about this is, yes, we will meet that after the holidays to plan that event. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our guest. Now, something that's really special about this guy is he is a first responder, and he is doing something that I will never do. And but he's doing it for a great reason. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. We're just going to bring him on after we show this video. It's a little video that he created about an event that he's got coming up that we're here to talk about. So let's see if we can get to this video. about his run that he's going to be doing here. I think it's December the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. So let's show this video and then we'll bring our guest on.
Hey guys, I'm Ben and I'm running with you. Hey, today I'm here in San Juan, Texas. This is going to be my final destination on my epic run from the Alamo to Liberty Park. No, I'm not standing at Ellis Island or over there by in Manhattan where the Statue of Liberty is in New York. I'm actually here in San Juan where they actually have a replica of the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty, here at Liberty Park. Guys, the race will start in December 15th, and I want to be reaching here, Liberty Park, sometime in Saturday-ish. Hopefully get here during the daytime, but I'm pretty sure I'll be crawling in late in the evening. But I wanted to give you guys a little view of where my final resting spot will be. This landmark used to be my grandfather's gas station, in which they ended up paving way closer into it, and they just said, you know what, we're just gonna go ahead and make it a park. And quite honestly, it's actually a really nice little area, you know, paying respects to all our branches of the military. And as you can see, yes, I also served in the military, and this is gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you guys stay tuned to I'm Ben, I'm running with you for more details on the epic run. And right now, Viciously Loyal is giving 10% of their sales all through the month of October to this cause, and the cause will be for C.O.P.S, the South Texas chapter of Concerns of Police Survivors, where this nonprofit organization just gives back to those families that have lost a loved one that was in law enforcement, and they just support them 100%. And this is something that I kind of give. I really want to give back to them because of all they do. Hey guys, just go ahead, hit the share button on everything that I've been posting as far as this run goes. I'll be putting more details as days get closer. There will be a GoFundMe account that people can go ahead and donate to the cause. We'll be presenting a check to C.O.P.S at the end of this epic run. But for right now, yeah, I'm standing right here at Liberty Park here in San Juan, Texas. Everybody, please donate. Go to Viciously Loyal, get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a t-shirt, and keep sharing. And we'll be seeing you some other time. I'm Ben, and I'm running with you. Y'all take care.
Yeah, Ben, I'm running with you, Garcia. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh man, you're happening. That's what's happening. Hey man, I'm excited because you're a little off your rocker, and I'm enjoying talking to people like this because it's really neat to be able to visit with somebody who's doing some unique and extreme things. And what I love about it is the mental part of that. That's what I love the most about, you know, things like being an ultra marathoner and things of that sort. So before we get started, he's Benjamin Garcia, and he is a U.S. Army veteran. He's been in law enforcement for 11 years now. He's with the San Antonio Police Department at the current time. Besides his regular duties at work, he's with the Pipes and Drums Band, which is really cool. I can't wait to show you a video on what they do, man. They are unbelievable, and they bring so much to events that they show up to. This man's an ultra marathoner. In 2016, he did his first ultra marathon, 100K, 62.1 miles. You don't see very many of those stickers on windows. Then you got in 2018, the first 100 miles did. And then in 2018, his first 223-mile distance run. So we're highlighting your ultra marathon type events and what you're doing in this epic run you're about to take part in, but or actually you're going to complete. But I want to thank you first for your service to our country, man. Thank you very much, Ben.
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. So you were in there. You were an officer. That's what I noticed in that picture. You're a captain.
Yeah.
And, I like that stash. I like the stash. And so where were you at there?
That was in Ramadi, the province of Ramadi, Iraq. Yeah. And that's where I ended up pinning the railroad tracks there. I'm getting a big old handshake from I don't know if he's watching right now, but he's Tony Eisenhart. He was a former Ohio State football player that ended up hanging up his cleats and lacing up his boots to serve in the Army. So,
wow. Yeah, very cool, man. Shout out to him. What was his name again?
Tony Eisenhart.
Eisenhart. So I thought you said, yeah. All right, man. Hey, well, that's cool. You hear about those stories, and that's just real inspiring that people are willing to, we're a volunteer force still, and so it's cool that you still have youngsters that are willing to sign up, and then you also have these people who have a career lined up, and they say, hey, I want to go serve my country, and so I think that's a cool thing. So that being said, we're going to talk about you then transitioned into being a police officer. And you've been on the department for 11 years. So tell us a little bit about the pipes and drums. What made you want to get into the pipes and drums? And again, for you guys that don't know, we're going to play a video after he talks about it because it's super important to us in law enforcement, these pipes and drums and what they do for us during these events.
So the Pipe and Drum Band was formed practically 2016. And our band director Jason Briseno kind of put it out on a bulletin, said, hey, whoever wants to participate, go ahead and come on out. There won't be a little bit of a trial, you can go ahead and try to and see what instrument you want to play, mainly bagpipes and drums, and there's not much of a choice. It's not like you can pick up the clarinet or the or the trumpet. Although Captain Vernon does play the trumpet, but he's a very well skilled bagpiper, and so these are the instruments that were people were proposing to play: the bagpipes, the bass drum, the snare, and the tenor drum. As you can see right there, all three drums being represented. I playing the tenor drum, and the guys there on bike patrol kind of all took the reins on it, and we're like, man, let's all join.
Yeah.
A lot of us already had musical backgrounds with playing marching band in high school, in which that was what I did when I was in high school. And so I said, well, I can somewhat read music, and that's how I got started. The guys kind of said, well, you read it fairly well. You read it like a kindergartner, but you're all right. So I said,
I signed up to be a policeman.
Oh yeah, forget about it. Don't quit your day job.
Let me tell you what they do, man, and tell us a little bit about the events that you play at, because this is the impactful part, and I'm about to show that video.
So the most important events and the most honorable events are our fallen officers' funerals, and in which we pay respects to the officer by playing music that brings a sense of a mourning, and then we also play music that transitions the soul from one place to another. So it's a very honorable thing to do whenever when we do come in and present this our talent as far as playing music and doing this for the fallen officer and their families mainly. Yep. Also
huge, because I'll tell you, as law enforcement, we go to unfortunately we go to a lot of funerals, and these ceremonies that take place at these funerals are extremely touching. Same song comes on, and we know that if we die in the line of duty, or even when we ultimately pass, that these songs are going to be played at our funeral. And so we're going to show a quick video of what it is that you guys do. I think people will understand. Real excited. This is one of my favorite parts, if not the favorite part of the tournament. So. And once everyone got their first game in, the opening ceremonies took place. The presentation of the colors by the All-American Bernie VFW Post 688, accompanied by the San Antonio Pipes and Drums, were a great way to pay homage to all our fallen officers. Similar to the day before, and just before the presentation of the colors, I found out that SAPD officer Miguel Moreno had passed due to his injuries, which made the playing of Amazing Grace on the bagpipes and drums a very emotional moment for all who were present. You know, we had more of that song on there, but you know, at that tournament we were throwing, these officers came in from all over the nation, and we're talking all over the nation. And when we had the pipes and drums go out there, and Ben and Jason, all those guys, Patrick Mernon and all them, when they all came out and played, man, you know, we found out that we had lost Miguel on that day. So when you want to talk about extremely impactful, that's, you know, that was a moment that just stuck out in my mind, and it does in a lot of officers' mind. And it's just such a huge honor, like you said, to have you guys there on that day, but then at every funeral. And I hope, you know, I hope on my day when it comes around, I'm sure pipes and drums will be there. I mean, I see them being there and performing. So anyway, thank you guys for what you do so much. It's truly meaningful to us all. So, all right, so hey, let's get to a few quick pictures. So we want to know a little bit about Ben before we start talking about his epic run that he's got coming on. So Ben, tell us a little bit about this. I didn't know you had a little bit of one of my favorite hobbies in your past. What's this?
Oh yeah, forget about it. Well, see, that's me, the little boy, and right next to my dad, and then my older brothers on the guy without a shirt on my left hand side, and the guy in the background with a similar hoodie that I got is my oldest brother, Roy and Jacob Garcia, and they were boxers all since growing up, and they led. They had a bunch of fights on and off the ring.
Hey, well, we got that one. We got another one too, but I do have a quick comment there from Seven Man Productions from Joel. He says drums are the best. And then Paul is asking, is there a Scottish background or history to the group?
The kilt is actually McGregor. It's the pattern, as they call it. The pattern is called McGregor, and it's a hunter's kilt. That's why it's green with blue in it, with blue highlights. And the name McGregor goes back to an Irishman that fought in the Alamo.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
there is a little history to that, and so he, you know, that's where we decided, okay, we're gonna use that pattern to match for our kilts.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Well, real quick, we got this other photo here. My goodness,
a bunch of Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's my dad in the back, and then me just standing there with
Yeah.
my shorts all the way to past my belly button, and then one of my brothers on my far right, my brother Roy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. You got one of those dudes in there looked like he did a little bodybuilding too.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, he
He's a big
was.
boy.
Yeah, he ended up going pro after a while.
Really? All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. All right, man. So we're going to talk real quickly also when we get into your run. You got your Viciously Loyal shirt on. I mean, we know about Viciously Loyal. I love wearing their brand because all of us are viciously loyal to something. And you know, their brand, I really love it. It's they're also SAPD members, and they started this company. So if you get an opportunity, go check out Viciously Loyal. Great couple, and it's a great company. And they're taking part in helping you with your run that you got coming up that we're going to be talking about here soon. So a big shout out to George and Annalisa for helping out there and everywhere else that they do. It's really cool, man.
Yeah,
And,
definitely. They ended up when Georgia reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, I really like what you're doing. I wanna help out. How can I help out?" And he was just like, let me do this, let me do that. I was like, shoot, I was overwhelmed. I never had a sponsor. I don't know what, you know. I just kind of lace up and go running like a lunatic. But when when it comes to sponsors, I was like, what? Oh,
yeah,
wow. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Thanks, bro.
All right, so let's get into your running. All right, so we're talking about some of the runs that you've been involved in. So you've had, you know, we'll throw up a few pictures. I know we have one of you in McAllen, like a McAllen. Let's see, Memorial Run. That's one of your runs that you're in. It looks like it was raining.
Oh yeah, it started off really miserable that day. It was raining all over the place, so and I decided to wear tights, and it kind of looks like I peed myself, but no, it was rain. I'm not that dedicated to running marathons.
And then we've got a picture of you training here because we know about the training and we know that you guys as ultra marathoners. I mean, you start before the sun comes up. I'm sure on a lot of training days.
Ah, definitely. You know, it's maybe a 4 a.m. Training run to try to take as much advantage of no traffic and you know, putting the body to that waking up early and, you know, kicking off at waking up at 3 to kick off at 4, you know, kind of deal. So yeah, it's a lot of
What
that.
what time do you normally start these ultra marathons? I say ultra because marathons we kind of have an idea. Most people have an idea about the marathons, but ultra marathons, like what makes it different? You start at a different time. Is it what makes an ultra marathon different than a marathon?
So ultra marathons usually start at various times. There's one that's called the Habanero, which was my first 100 miler. That one starts in the middle of the afternoon in August, and so that's why they call it Habanero, because it's so hot, you know.
Hmm.
And so so that run is usually 30 hours to finish. This one that you're showing right there, that one's rocky. That one started at 6:30. They usually start between 6 in the morning and whatever time they feel
What
like
time are
it.
you getting up to do these runs?
Oh,
You
forget
have to
about
wake up.
it. Sometimes I don't even sleep. That's how excited I am. I'm like usually my wife is like, "Hey, dude, you got to be up like in 20 minutes. Go get some sleep. Try to get some sleep."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine, man. And so we talk about your running, we talk about getting up early. I think we got another picture there. There's one trail racing over Texas, and I would imagine those are your kids.
Yes, yeah, no, not random kids that I picked up.
What's
Nah, that's those are my little boys, Horacio and Santiago, and they usually come in right on the finish line with me. You
that's
know,
cool, man.
yeah, that
Yeah,
race was 50 miles. So
Jesus. And now it's trail racing.
yes,
Man,
yes.
isn't that so much harder on your knees and your ankles and everything else? I mean, of course, compared to how many do you run more trail races than you do street races, or why trail races?
The trail races are more like your more common races. The only reason there's more trail races because it allows the runners to be out there for X amount of time. Between 25 to 30 hours of running. If you're doing it on the road, you got to pay police officers to block off streets. You got to do all sorts of good stuff. So 6-7 hours is usually the tops for road racing. But trail racing, you can be out there in a park for however long the race director wants everybody to be out there. That one was in Illinois. That was a crazy run for me. It actually taught me a lot from taking advantage of resting, water stops, hydration, nutrition. Just kind of went all out on that one. I just kind of was overwhelmed. I don't know why it took me by surprise. I felt like a noob out there, but I still knocked it out. I still was able to get the 150K belt buckle on that one.
Jesus, man. And you've got one that's called, it was the Capital of the Coast. Capital of the Coast. Tell us about that one.
That one's typically a relay, as the sign says, Capital Coast relay. So it consists of maybe about 12 to 15 relay teams, and everybody takes turns in running a portion of the 223, unless you want to tackle it on all by yourself, like I did, and run all 223 miles by yourself. And that was a trailer I slept in, and my little banner, and that was a good friend of mine, Roy Orozco, that also ran it with me, and we just kind of were doing that for the Methodist Children's Cancer and Blood Center here in San Antonio, and we ended up raising I think we raised almost about $5,000 worth of toys and gifts and just donations that were given, all because of my craziness of wanting to put some long miles. But we hadn't thought about it too much when we first started training, me and Roy. It wasn't until he had himself gone to the Children's Cancer Center and asked them. He said, "Hey, what is it that we could do for you?" Him representing Project Phoenix, which is another group that I'm a part of, and he went over there and they told him, and he brought it to me and he says, "Hey man, do you want to raise some funds for this?" I was like, yeah, that'll be awesome. So yeah.
It's cool when I love that, just about everything that I've seen, you're running for a purpose. And I like that, man. It's really cool when you're putting something behind your run, not just what you can accomplish, because I'm sure it's a challenge for yourself, as a person mentally to see what you're capable of. But when you put something behind it that's bigger than yourself, it just gives you that extra drive, that extra motivation. And then when you're finished, that extra feeling of fulfillment. And that's what I love about, and that's why I wanted to highlight you on the show, man. I like that you not only run, but then you're running for a reason. So we're going to show this quick video about and when you crossed one of your finish lines.
Hey, Ben.
So are you ready for this?
He's finishing. This guy, man, amazing.
For 223 miles.
He's amazing, man.
I got you.
223.
Yeah. Is this on, boy? Hey.
Ben Garcia, you, sir, are going to be the fifth official solo finisher of the Capital of the Coast Relay and solo running 223 miles, my friend.
Wow. What a great feeling.
San Antonio Police Department. Project Phoenix. Ben, this is your finish. Give it up for him.
Badass, man. Badass.
Finisher.
I'm surprised you just didn't keep going and jump in the water.
I had nothing left, man.
You look like when at the first of that video, you could tell, man, your steps and everything. You could tell. I don't know if it was your hamstrings, maybe everything, probably,
Oh,
but you
forget
could tell
about it.
you were, yeah.
Yeah,
What
my
an accomplishment,
knees,
man.
my knees were so just swollen. It was crazy how swollen my knees were, and there is another video. I couldn't get it, but it was showing me, and it looked horrible how I was walking. It looked like my waist was one way and
Yeah.
my torso was another way. So it looked
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine, man. You got to be all twisted up and everything. I know Matthew Dudley says, "Are those Lululemon?" Matthew, if you can do 223 miles in Lululemon, good on you. But I do partake in some Lululemon stuff myself, so you'll be all right, man, if it's the case. I
No, I
appreciate
don't
your
got
comment, Matthew.
Lululemons on.
You'd be all right, man, if you did. Hey, so getting into that, I know we're going to talk about your run, and I want to talk about the mental aspect of things, but I want to quickly just touch on this run that you're going to be doing. So we know that this run is taken. We have a little map just to give people an idea of what you're about to do. This, and I hope this doesn't stop you. I don't think it will. But damn, man, that's a freaking that's a run right there. And you're going to be doing this run when? Give us the details.
So it will be on December 15th at 3 p.m. starting off at the Alamo downtown area right there. I'll go ahead and be taking off from there, zigzagging through the downtown area all the way till I get to 410. Once I get on 410, I'll be going towards Highway 16, and Highway 16 I'll be taking it down as far as it goes, and then going through some other little ranch road that I found, and then after that 281, and then it's home. Yeah, just like that.
So do you have a crew with you? Do you have a truck with you going?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
how does this work out? Because how long are you expected to be on this run?
So I'll be, like I said, I'll be starting on the 15th. I'll be ending on the 19th. Projected time is to be determined. But the 19th is when I'm supposed to be finishing up my. Usually for ultramarathons, you always have a crew. You have a group of individuals that go ahead and they take care of the runner. I like to use the analogy of I'm the race car driver, and you guys are my pit crew. So when I come in hot, start taking off my shoes, start putting on shoes. Yeah, just like that, I'm just there.
That right there is, I'm assuming, ice for your feet because you're probably really swollen.
Yeah, the whole leg, basically.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Just dipping into it, and
Yeah.
so the crew is basically your lifeline. And they got to know the runner. Usually, an ultra crew knows the runner very well and knows exactly what the runner will need. Will cater hand and foot to the runner, from massaging the feet to massaging
Awesome.
the quads, the hamstrings, the calves. I mean, legs.
And when you're doing that on a run like this, do you try to catch some sleep?
Yes. No. Yeah. You. Some guys, some of the elite guys that are out there, they'll hammer it all the way until they're done.
Wow.
They'll probably catch maybe about a 20-minute nap. I know this one particular ultra runner. She's only asleep for like 20 15 minutes or a minute. She's a really good ultra runner, but
crazy,
you're
man.
talking about
Yeah.
elite kind of
Yeah,
folks. But me, on the other hand, nah. I need at least 4 to 5 hours solid sleep, uninterrupted sleep,
Yeah.
and definitely leave me alone. Just let me crash out. Let me
Yeah.
cry myself to sleep here, and then I'll I'll go ahead and wake up.
Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't surprise me that Paul's asking this question because our whole family's kind of just really about the mental aspect of things. And his question is, where does your mind go when you no longer have feelings in your feet, legs, etc.?
My I go to what I call my little space, and it's just mainly me talking to me, and I'm and it's always in third person. I'm like, I'm like, hey, check out Ben. He's hurting. And then I'll be talking to myself and be like, nah, he's all right. I think he's gonna be okay. And then I kind of treat my body like if it's a ship, and I'm like, send more blood to my left leg, or breathe more oxygen to oxygenate those muscles, and so I'll just start talking to myself and really getting into where I'm just zoning into my own mind, my own little portion of where I need to be, which is right here, embracing the pain
Yeah.
of it all, and that's basically that's what makes me feel alive. A lot of it, it's like, hey, if I'm feeling pain, I'm alive, and I still got some in me,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
could still keep on pushing forward. I also like, when I'm there, uh, and it's getting to the point where it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still grinding it out there. My mind does start to wander. I'll start to hallucinate. I was telling my brother about this one incident where I'm running, and I thought I saw a little monster. And I'm like, is that a little monster on the side? I'm like, what the hell? I had to stop, and I'm like, that's a little monster. And it turned out to be a possum. But in my mind, I was like, oh my God, what is that? Why is that so ugly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
and of course, and those are the things that kind of, trip me out, and I'm like, you know what, that was pretty
It
wild.
is crazy, man. I mean, you hear about this when it comes to like special ops guys, when they're going through hell day or things of that sort, and you do have to have your mind go somewhere else. I mean, it's just either go somewhere else or focus on telling your body that your mind's telling your body what's going to happen, not
Yeah,
the other way around, and you
right.
hear those stories with these ultra marathoners. My brother Gabe runs tons of marathons, and when he talks about some of the mindset that he has when he gets a challenge or whatever, and it's just neat to hear how different people, some are running to cover up something that maybe they've held onto for so long, and that's where they go to. They dig deep there, and it's a pain, or it's an insecurity, things like that. Some people say, I'm doing it for the cause, and I think about whatever cause I'm running for, I'll go there sometimes. So I love to hear different reasons why people are able to push through, because here's the message I want to deliver. And that is a part of why we're holding this Keepers of the Peace conference, because you and I both know, both being in the military, both being a police officer, that suicide rates amongst first responders is extremely high. I mean, one's too many, but with first responders, we do have issues with suicide. And I think it's important to be able to show first responders that a different way of thinking outside of their own way of thinking, to be able to handle those challenges that come their way in life. And that's what I love about what you're doing, because you're like David Goggins talks about, callousing the mind. That's what you do when you're training. not just the race, but when you're in training, when you have to eat right, when you go out and everybody else is drinking or having food, and you can't eat, you can't partake. Plus, you got to leave early because you got to get up and you got to go run. That's all that discipline that prepares you for different challenges in life. And I believe wholeheartedly in everything that you do in life prepares you for some of the most difficult times. If you are fortunate enough to live past 40 or 50, life gets pretty intense. You start to lose people. You start to lose the ability to do certain things, and you start to lose. And some of these challenges of losses, sometimes people can't handle it. Sometimes it's a relationship, man, that, 20, 30-year relationship comes to an end, and you don't know what else to do. And so that's why I think it's important to talk about, that mindset and how something like what you're doing can really help you when it comes to future challenges in your life. So that all being said, we've asked Ben, we're going to be talking about how you can support Ben on his run. He's got a GoFundMe that we can pop up on the screen. You can go there and help Ben out on this run. He's accepting donations on behalf of C.O.P.S. And so you can go there to his GoFundMe. We're going to bring up C.O.P.S logo real quick so you'll know what you're donating to. That's the Concerns of Police Survivors. And they go out and they provide for the families of fallen officers. So it's a very important organization to us in law enforcement. There's a South Texas C.O.P.S, and that's a little bit of what they do there. So Ben, what we decided is we looked around. We said, you know what? We want to ask Ben to be our official police ambassador for our Keepers of the Peace Run for the Fallen 5K that we're going to have. Now, this is for everyone. You don't have to be just a first responder. It's going to take place downtown. I'm not sure the date. I know it's going to be on Wednesday of our conference. So it's the 12th through the 14th, and I believe, or 12th through the 15th or 12th through the 14th? 14th. So it's going to take place on the 14th, downtown San Antonio. It's a 5K run. Now, here's what I love about this is we're going to show you something in just a second that sparked the idea for this run. The idea behind this run is that first responders can show up in their uniform, firemen, police, military, doesn't matter, and you can show or pay homage to or just show your appreciation and ultimately your recognition of those that have paid the ultimate price for whatever unit or organization you belong to. So the idea is that as a first responder, we show up. It's not a race, it's a run. We show up and represent our agencies. And the goal is to see a ton of firemen out there in their gear, policemen in their uniforms, military in their uniforms. They want to wear their rucksack, they can. It's a run. And this is what sparked it. When I saw this picture, this is what made me say, man, that is badass. Because that's what these 3 DPS troopers were doing. They went out and they ran in their gear. And if you notice, these dudes are gun belts bad enough on a regular duty, but to run in one, that's a challenge. So I can't wait for that event. In fact, of all the events that we have as breakout sessions at our conference, because we're going to have in-hotel breakout sessions and outside the hotel breakout session, this is the one that I'm going to be at. This is the one that I'm super pumped for. And I just can't wait to see a sea of first responders out there. Now, if you're not a first responder, but you support first responders, you're more than welcome to show up. And there's thin blue line shirts, thin blue line flags. You have the same thing that represents the fire department with the thin red line, thin green line for military, and whatever other color your organization has. You can get some shirts with that. We'll have them for sale there at the event. If you want to show up and just purchase a shirt there, you can run and just have a great day of a run representing those that have paid that ultimate sacrifice. So Ben, congratulations on being our police ambassador for that run. He's going to be representing the law enforcement side of things. And check this out. We're looking for a military and a fire representative. And if any other first responder wants to come out and are interested in being an ambassador, please hit us up at our keepersofthepeace.com. site. When you go to our site, actually, we have a new feature on our site, and that is a message board. So you can check it out when you go to our site. It'll give you the opportunity to join our message board, and you're gonna be able to communicate with people. You may know somebody that's coming from your state, because we've got people coming in from California, Florida, Michigan. I mean, there's people coming in from all over the place. So yeah, you get an opportunity to maybe hook up with somebody from there and say, hey, let's fly on the same flight, or, hey, let's split a room or whatever. And so I'm really looking forward to that message board up on our site. So anyway, Audrey says that's an incredible photo, and it is badass. And she uses the Z's because that's what we have on our conference website. So, all right, man. So on this, as far as your run is concerned, one more time, I know we had a map, we had your GoFundMe. I think we've just about covered everything when it comes to your run. Am we missing anything, Ben?
No.
Okay.
I'll be on my Facebook page. It's called I'm Ben and I'm running with you. My crew members will be on there giving live feeds of while I'm out there. I plan on
join you. What if people want to join you at the start? You're going to be starting at the Alamo on the 15th. What if people say, hey man, I want to go down there? What time should they show up? Park, get out there and be able to send you off, because we intend to be there.
Oh, forget about it. That would be awesome if whoever wants to show up. I'm gonna be there like around 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
No. I'll forget about it.
Damn it, I committed already.
No, 1:30 in the afternoon, PM. Yeah. So I'll be there. I'll be just kind of saying hello to folks, and supposedly I don't know, it was KSAT reached out and said that they were gonna do a quick interview with me out there, and so I want to give them time, as well as Univision was also happy to reach out and said, hey, queremos hablar contigo. And I was like, all right, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Very cool.
So yeah, so I'm gonna be giving those two.
Famous.
Oh yeah.
Hey, well, I invite anyone to go out there. What a neat thing it would be to go out and have some people show up and to be able to support you as you start your epic run, and then ultimately, I know there'll be people there at the end. Hey, any advice for people who are interested in running, but maybe they've done some running, but maybe they want to try a marathon, and maybe a half marathon. That's the most I've ever done is a half. But somebody who says, I want to try a full ultra, what is a couple of key things that you could share with them when it comes to their efforts or their desire to take on this challenge of running a marathon or an ultra marathon? And there might be two different things you have for both. I'm not sure.
Well, two things that always come to mind whenever you want to go ahead and you've made up the mind of saying, hey, I want to lace up and put some miles on and do a marathon at the end of the year, or within a couple of these months. You got to have dedication and determination. You gotta be determined to what you want to do. You have to be dedicated to it as well. So you can go ahead and half-ass your training, and guess what's going to happen at the very end when you are stepping onto the starting line is you're going to half-ass that run. So that's where you got to have your dedication to. Your determination will be getting off the couch and actually waking up early, making that schedule to say, you know what, I need to wake up early so I can hit the road, do so many miles. It takes me this much amount of miles or time to do these miles. I got to come back, take a shower, or get ready to go to work and be on the rest of my day. So those two things definitely, determination, dedication to what you want to do. Then the next thing that for someone that wants to do from the couch to the marathon is there's a lot of videos, especially here on YouTube, that kind of teach people how to go ahead and progress from just running 2 miles or 1 mile all the way until getting all the way into 26.2 miles, the or further. The thing is, like I said, whether you have the determination and dedication to it is what's going to propel you to that finish line.
What about a running group? What do you think about joining a running group?
Oh, they're awesome. Definitely, running groups are the best. In fact, the group that I belong to, Project Phoenix, dubs as a running group as well. And they meet up. There's always a good strong group that will meet up. And it's not like, all right, these guys are elite runners. Nah, man, these are your weekend warriors that just kind of go out there and they grind it out for an hour, and then they go have tacos and coffee at the end of their run. So what better time to do that? Or they meet up in the afternoon. They go ahead, they knock out some hills. They're like, hey, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna knock out some hills, and we're gonna go and have some beers right afterwards. And they're like, shoot, man, what better
Well, I think
better
to your
group to belong to?
That's what I think. To your point is like, I mean, it's easy when especially when you talk about from the couch to a marathon. I mean, how much discipline does it take, and how many people have that kind of discipline to follow all the way through on the first time? And I know that when my wife decided she wanted to run a marathon, that group was huge, and she developed a relationship with a certain runner who ran the same pace that she ran, tend to have like the same type of times and things of that sort. And it just really helped because they were able to push each other, because, hey, trying to start with the people who have a faster pace or, slower pace, and you're trying to improve because you want a good time. I mean, that was a really neat thing for her. Plus, I know through her experience that getting up in the morning when she didn't want to, or doing what she needed to do the night before, it was very important because there was an accountability for those that were in her group. So when she showed up, there's no faking, like you can go to work and kind of fake a hangover and just be like, you're good. You can't fake that in a running group. It's your input on what you did before you actually show up to run will show up when you run, without a doubt. What do you feel about that?
Oh, definitely. That's why I kind of really emphasize in training for any of these events, and that's kind of what I kind of embrace and take and love about the sport is mainly the training, the build up, I looked at my miles this for the year, and I practically have almost 1,700 miles for the year, which is it's a lot, but not that much. I've gone over in other years past, and I'm looking at each month, and I'm like, okay, I think I am ready. I think the legs and the knees and the ankles there, they got this, and so and that kind of just reassures you and just kind of motivates you to be to say, you know what, this is good. I know that I'm gonna be well. I always tackle on a run like if it's a fight. Coming back from a boxing family, I didn't have the opportunity to step in a ring like my brothers did, but I kind of look at it as a fight, and I kind of always personifies my run and make it as an opponent, a real thing that I'm running up against, 'cause
Absolutely.
yeah, and so I kind of make it to where I make it real, and it becomes a real thing in front of me, and
Your
it
mind doesn't know the difference when you do that kind of stuff. And
exactly.
that's the same thing. And that's huge, Ben, because if I can leave our audience with one thing is that all of that type of mindset, all those tricks of the trade of learning how to push through difficult times are what helped me when I was, diagnosed with cancer. I had to change. I had to first accept the fact that I had it. And that's the number one thing that a lot of people struggle with is accepting something like a diagnosis like that. A lot of people will instantly go into denial and stay there for a while, which is perfectly normal. Those are all the different things you go through. But once you accept it and they're okay, now what? I'm here. My feet are swollen. In your situation, I have blisters. Okay. I'm cramping up. Okay. But you know what? I'm already 3/4 of the way through this. I'm not stopping. And body, you're not stopping. And I guess we're just going to figure out who's stronger, the mind or the body. But the mind's going to win because the majority of the time it does. And so even if, let's just say, your body doesn't allow you to, because it's something you can't control, well, then you turn the mindset into something else. And that is, all right, body. All right, got you. See where you're coming from. Mind wasn't ready to quit, but you did. So I'll tell you what, we're going to work on you. So I'm going to train smarter. I'm going to do what I need to do to work on that aspect of whatever the body was weak in, because it wasn't the mind. And then you come back and you learn from it. So even though you may not complete what you set out to do, you're still going to make it a part of what's going to ultimately end up positive. You just got to have the mindset to be able to say, no problem. I didn't finish it, but I didn't fail. Now we're going to make this a 2-part journey in this challenge, and we'll make up on the next one. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. And I know that you said you didn't get into many fights, but it looked like you were getting into a fight here. And I don't know who won, but you've been in a few fights, it looks like. So, hey man, Ben, I want to tell you thank you so much for joining us. I'm very happy you accepted the offer to be our police ambassador for our Keepers of the Peace Run for the Fallen 5K. It'll be taking place here in town, man. I'm super excited to put the word out about that. We'll be getting some other people on board here soon. In fact, we have a meeting tomorrow morning, I believe it is, to meet with John Purnell to be able to help organize the beginning stages of this race. So I'm excited. And I want to thank you once again, Ben. I want to thank Viciously Loyal because those guys are helping you out with this event. And I want to invite everybody again to please visit Ben at Ben I Am Running With You on Facebook, correct?
Yes.
All right, very good. So, hey, Ben, thank you so much for joining us, man. We truly appreciate your time and your service, and we wish you all the best when it comes to your epic run you have coming up for a great organization in C.O.P.S.
Thank you very much, Trini. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, brother. We'll see you here in a few. All right. So, hey, that's our show. We truly appreciate you guys tuning in. Please reach out to them, support them. Remember that we as first responders, we absolutely care about each and every one of you. We're out there every day, day in and day out, whether it's through protest, whether it's this COVID, scenario that we're going through right now, this COVID situation that we're going through. We're there day in and day out for you because we love you. As our brothers and sisters, we love you and want you. That's our biggest message I can give you as a keeper of the peace, is that we genuinely love who it is that we're there to serve and protect. And here's one first responder that you can show that love to. So thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We truly appreciate it. And don't forget, it's Trini Trinidad, and I got your 6.